Hi, this is Dr. Tangri. For those of you who have studied with me in the Neural Organization Technique Foundations class, you will understand that I declared that I'm only showing, for simplicity's sake, eyes open in the light, just lying down usually, okay? So that you can see it in a clinical setting as if you were having a patient lying down and working on them. However, as you know, there's so many options such as sitting, standing, working on babies, doing it eyes open, closed, light, dark, so many more that I did not demonstrate in the foundations class because it would just get too confusing. And for right now, what you had to do was learn all the basics from the foundation class. So then over time, I've had students who have become well-versed in the foundations class and we're asking for more. So I offer in-person seminars, hands-on seminars. At this point, however, for some people, it's difficult to travel. So what I decided to do was create a video library of neural organization technique. So what I've done is created 12 or 14 mini seminars on each section of the technique. So you can see in the list below, like a library, you can choose, oh, I need to brush up on cranial injury, or I need to learn more about scoliosis. And so what I've done is just hit play and recorded, and then I might show a demonstration, or I'll give theory first, how I used it, how I learned it, how I apply it in different positions, what to look for. Sometimes there might even be emotional connections that tie in with a physical problem or energetics. So it all ties together. It's kind of like how I do it and how I've learned it and how I've incorporated it as following the sequence or the principles in my book, Let It Flow. If you haven't read that, it would be good to read. Then you'll see how I work. I use N.O.T as the primary A to Z, a schematic diagram, going through checking, correcting, checking. If something shows strong, move to the next question, that kind of thing. But then sometimes there might be an emotional circuitry or neuro-emotional. And so in these mini seminars, I might just jump right into that and use a different technique, which I explain in the chapter in my book on the emotional body. And then there's the energetics. So this is how I learned it as time went on. This is not a substitute for the N.O.T Foundations class. That is N.O.T. I'm very grateful to all of you who have studied with me. And for those of you who have studied with doctors previously to my foundations class and haven't had a refresher, you might find this also interesting, that you can choose the library and see, oh, that's how you apply scoliosis or learning disabilities or whatever subject you feel you need to brush up on. At the end of it all, I made one called Putting It All Together, where I'm actually working on somebody and showing you just how I do the whole thing with that person. And it can vary from each person to person. It jumps around. It's like reading a book. I've consistently said that. Each person's like a new book to read. So I hope you find this video library of use, and I will probably be adding on courses or little ones as time goes on. If there's other subjects I feel are of interest, or maybe more examples of putting it all together. Me working on kids, me working on other things. So I know you will find this library useful as the next level in your studies of neural organization technique and becoming the best therapist that you can be.